A school that exposes teachers to a wider learning environment will create eternal learners. And good teachers just live on, live on, and live on.
Those are some really beautiful lines, ma'am. Well, we have now interacted numerous amount of times, and almost, I think 90% of those conversations, you have always used this line. You have always told me that a teacher should always keep the child in her or him alive, and that's extremely important. So today I want you to tell me, why is that important? Why do you always mention that line?
You know, you've touched one of my favorite strings in my heart, the child. Because for me, when Giri said, ma'am, we are going ahead with the teacher quiz idea, it was as if the child in me jumped, leaped and said, now what? Great! The joy of feeling like a child. When you said that this was going to happen and we were going to meet, it gave me a special thrill. I feel at any point of time, if a teacher wants to be on the same plane as her students, she has to experience the joys the students have. I'm not taking you into their woes as yet. I feel that the joy of the child must be visible in the teacher in her own joys. The excitement, the exuberance, the curiosity, the wanting to solve mysteries, the wanting to do things differently. That's the child. Seeking more and more, acknowledging that I don't know, I need to know more, tell me why. That is the spirit of the child. And for the question that you asked me, though I've given this to you, I want to use the word child as an acronym. I would take the first letter C, which stands for curious, creative, caring, and cheerful. This sums up a teacher who's like a child who's looking up to someone and saying that this person must have the answer for me. I've got the right person in front of me. That's the feeling the teacher has to create in the child. The feeling that it's sure to have in the midst of your children will actually create vibrations of happiness to them. I said being creative. We need to learn from children to be creative. You give a puzzle and the child solves it before you because the child is not conditioned. We need to get out of this conditioned mode because we have all. But we do not have that inclination which is untouched. So we need to retain that. And that is where the creativity of the teacher comes. Wonder, hope, all of these come along with these attributes of the teacher. It sums up the C. H. Humble, humane, with a great sense of humor. If a teacher can laugh with the children, she can definitely feel hurt and offer feeling. It is this teacher who will be able to create a feeling of resilience, the strength of resilience in the students, which is very important today in troubled families. It is this teacher who, even though far away, at a distance, would give the feeling to the child, she's just there, she's just a call away. And that when the teacher is there, nothing to fear. This sense of humor, as I say, is so very important. To be able to laugh with the child, share a joke, enjoy, all of this will bring the child alive to the fact that there is joy in being. there is joy, and so we must feel a sense of gratitude to what we have around us. This is what a humane teacher will inculcate through her own mannerisms and the way she deals with the children in a humble and humane way. You touch the word humble. The child must feel what my teacher knows. But the teacher must not know because she has authority. It does not appear as if she has the propriety. She does not have it. That is the awakened teacher. The awakened teacher actually looks inward and realizes that there is so much more for me to know. So it is in taking the student along and learning with the student, saying that we both are in quest of knowledge, we both are in quest of experiencing learning. So let's do it together. I'm just a few years older and maybe a few inches taller, I might be shorter, but I'm here with you. That will make the student-teacher relationship very, very strong. That's age for you. I matters a lot because it stands for inquiry, it stands for intelligence, it stands for innovation. Inquiry because we're talking about the eternal learning. Must motivate teachers to learn. The spirit of inquiry will lead to use of the of intelligence for a teacher. Give an experiential demonstration and make the children experience learning. That's what the intelligent teacher will do through innovation. Experimentation leads to innovation. Teacher is insightful and realizes sometimes he is the teacher. You know the talk? Because many a times she learns from what the children ask, the children do, and sometimes where they excel beyond the teacher. Like today, if you see, technology is a tool for a teacher. The teacher is learning to use this tool. Children have gone far ahead. Being intuitive and being insightful makes the eye so important. It is also relevant here that an intuitive and insightful teacher will encourage students to experiment, because we just don't want children to learn and to reproduce. They have to become people who can apply the knowledge they have learned to problem solving. And problem solving doesn't limit itself to mathematics and science and the problems that are present in the We're talking about real life problems, real problems for which there is a far-sighted learning that is required of children, which can happen in a classroom and when you allow a child to look out of the classroom for insightful experience. This is what an insightful and intuitive teacher is. We come to the leader. Leadership. I love it when someone says, don't be a sage on the stage, be a guide on the side. When I talk of humility, that's what the teacher needs to ask. I know so much, there is so much more to learn. And so, all I can do is, I can be by the side of the learner and take him along and take him beyond, and at the same time, learn and go beyond where I am. The leader does not just take 10 leaps ahead and says, follow me. The teacher says, come along, I'll take you there. The teacher leads by example. The teacher The ideal teacher actually goes through real-time experiences of facing challenges, dealing with difficult situations, countering any kind of negativity that is around. All of this comes from the quality of being able to take challenges, not fearing falling for fear. If a teacher can take challenges and realize you might fall, but it's okay, I can get up, I can rise, and I can move on. She will acknowledge that in the falling of a child. The falling of a child may be falling from one level of performance to a lower level of performance. That does not really indicate a denial by the child to learn from his failure or his inability to have performed. That when a teacher has a real-time experience of taking on challenges beyond what is there in the classroom, syllabus, lesson plan, question banks and all of that, and just being very secure there, she can go beyond that. And that is where all these events come in. I would like to go back to events where she is. She participates in all of that, and then she gets this real-time experience of sometimes failing, sometimes falling, and encouraging children to face challenges without the fear of falling into failure. This is where again the spirit of resilience also comes in. When you are faced with unforeseen circumstances, you are faced with losses, children grow to be more resilient. They grow to be more empathetic and understanding of real-time situations where we come together. And that is where the leader, in the teacher, stands out. The leader is not apart from the children. She is a part of it. She is a part of a class. And that's exactly what we need to permeate into the environment of learning. D is the dearest part of the child, the one closest to my heart, and that's the dreamer. The dreamer in the child actually sees the rainbow behind the clouds even before the rainbow disappears. The dreamer has a plan because the dreamer has been told that this will happen. And the dreamer believes in the fact that it will happen. It is this teacher who actually has a beautiful virtual canvas in front of her, on which she can make a real-time picture appear. She can make wonder happen, provided she believes in ideas. There is no bad idea. There are only ideas from which we can develop thoughts, we can develop things, we can develop real-time innovations and discoveries. How then will we create this dreamer in a child? Just allow the child to close his eyes and ask him to think of something beautiful. Believe me, you will have, in a class of 30, you will have 30 dreams. And the teacher cannot really evaluate the dreams as good, bad, best, or not so. This is the quality of the teacher that is paramount because it allows curiosity to begin. It allows the humane touch to begin. It allows the spirit of inquiry and intelligent application for innovation to happen. It brings out the leadership in a child. A good dreamer will appreciate others' dreams and will enable dreams to come true. Keeping the dreams that I tell you, prevent you from going through mentally and emotionally. How it happens, I don't know. But I know that when I'm in the midst of children, I feel that there is no difference in their age or mine. The ability of the teacher to become part of that environment. The dreamer actually creates that virtual canvas on which we can make a real-time dream visible. This is the power of thought, and you know very well how the power of thought can make things happen. And that is the biggest skill of a dreamer in a teacher, that she can identify thoughts that can become dreams and dreams that can be actualized. So on that note, a dreamer is a teacher who encompasses all of the other attributes of the child. Believe me, if a teacher has childlike qualities, it prevents her from aging. Teachers don't grow old mentally and emotionally. I can tell you from experience. Because I feel that when I'm in a group of little children, whether they are 3-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 11-year-olds, 14-year-olds, I'm able to get into the dynamics of that age group, and the synergy is something that's unbelievable, because then there is no difference. You feel like them, you sing like them, you laugh like them, you talk like them, you show concern like them, you show concern to them. This is a beautiful bonding which takes away that very dangerous statement that we make. This is called generation gap. It is what we make of it. We create it, we can erase it. And that will create a beautiful bonding between teacher and student. So the child in us must come alive in every learning environment, in every life environment. Being a child with a 102-year-old, being a child with a 3-year-old, being a child with a 12-year-old, and with a 46-year-old. All of it is what I can tell you is beautiful experience. I have walked the talk.
Your age range is spectacular, ma'am, from 2-year-old to 102. I can really imagine you being a child with each and every one of them. I can do that because I've interacted with you so much that I can really imagine you doing something like that. All right, let's move to the next question, ma'am. Imagine a scenario where there are fun contests like this know-it-all teachers quiz that we have all over the world. Imagine a scenario like that. What impact do you think this will put on a teacher-student relationship?
What a beautiful question, Rashmi. I really feel overwhelmed by, such a wonderful question being thrown to me. I love the word fun that you used to describe the events. Believe me, these fun-filled events are real stress busters. They break the monotony of routine, and they make an involuntary and personalized effort by teachers to go into this, to encourage their own spirit of inquiry, participate, to do research, to engage in learning activities, come and take part in events which are not even linked to their subjects. There is a hidden talent, there is a hidden performer, there is a hidden researcher in each of these speakers. And so fun-filled events like this really open up that opportunity for people. Events all over the world. So we are talking about a common platform for teachers and for children who are learners from teachers to have a oneness in experience, a oneness in learning, and so we're shrinking the globe into a small little village and bringing everybody together. Beautiful, Rashmi. Thank you. Such events actually serve as great stress busters because they take you away from the monotony of routine. The teacher voluntarily learns through inquiry and research and willingly wants to equip herself or himself to the changing needs and the demands of the learning environment for the sake of the students. That itself is the starting point of a wonderful relationship between the teacher and student. There is this one element is really like a breath of fresh air. It allows the teacher to bring out the child in herself and to participate. It creates a beautiful sense of understanding in the dynamics of individuals and groups. Being empathetic within the learning experience of a fun time togetherness, which again gets translated into the classroom. Beautiful. It just completely just flows in as if that is what it was intended to be. Can you visualize a standard situation? Teacher preparing, teacher hearing, teacher energizing, and the student on stage. The students are performing, teachers are in the audience, cheering, looking at what they have done, evaluating themselves and the teachers and the students sitting in the audience. Let's now just tilt this whole situation. Let's put teachers on stage. Just imagine a beautiful situation where students of a class, students of a school, students of a university, all there cheering, energizing, clapping, applauding and appreciating teachers on stage. Just see what can happen with that kind of bi-directional bonding. That's what this is. The bi-directional bonding that gets created by such beautiful events results in mutual respect and understanding. When a teacher is on stage, when a teacher goes out of the classroom and participates, the level of respect that students have for teachers just goes up by several points. What a beautiful relationship that is growing between teacher and student. And the dynamics in the classroom become, they really go through a sea change. There is more interaction. There is a great spirit of inquiry. There is collaboration. There is empathy. There is experiential learning. All of it happening. Virtually, the complete classroom gets transformed into a real learning center. A learning center where the synergy between teacher and student is so high that both of them are learning and are afloat on the cloud of learning. Beautiful experience of teacher and student bonding that happens with such activities. And I have noticed, well, within, when I was head of school, we had our teachers going and participating in events. There were times when students were really keenly participating with the teachers, getting information, clearing them up, and enabling them. Just look at that. Belief, bonding, all of it happening, all because there's a fun time event happening outside the classroom. This is the bi-directional bonding that will happen if this becomes a global practice across the world on a common platform for teachers to come and participate. It would be a true acknowledgement, a great tribute to the teacher who is the eternal learner. And in the process, the teachers would be creating the next generation of eternal learners. So just a couplet on this. When students and teacher both bond, they learn what they must, much, much more beyond.
Beautiful, ma'am. I mean, the way you showed a connection between events like this to how it trickles down to a singular classroom, that was amazing.